You know, we've all been in that hybrid meeting.
Oh, yeah.
The one where someone gets up to use the whiteboard, and for everyone calling in, they just kind of dissolve into a blurry shape at the edge of the screen.
Or the camera just stays locked on an empty chair, but you can hear a voice coming from somewhere else in the room. It's terrible for engagement.
Exactly. And that specific kind of misery is what we're looking at today. We're doing a deep dive into the QSC VSA-100. It's the Q-SYS VisionSuite AI Accelerator.
That's a mouthful.
It is. But the mission here is pretty simple. Can this little box really turn a messy conference room into a polished broadcast studio?
Well, it's meant to be the brain of the operation. And what's interesting here is that it isn't just looking at the room, it's also listening.
It's merging eyes and ears.
Exactly.
Okay, before we get into all the sensory stuff, let's just talk about what this thing actually is. Physically, it's a 1RU device.
Right. And for anyone who doesn't live in an IT closet, that's one rack unit.
So this isn't some slick little webcam you stick on the conference table.
No. This lives in a server rack, completely out of sight. It just plugs into the network with an Ethernet cable. And the price definitely reflects that.
I saw that. We're talking around $7,000.
Yeah, about $7,055.
Right.
So this is serious, professional-grade hardware.
It just screams pro install. You're buying this because you want the room to basically direct itself. So let's break that down. How does it do it? Let's start with the ears. The documentation calls it speaker spotlight.
So this is the audio-based camera tracking. And historically, audio tracking has been, well, a bit twitchy.
Right. Someone coughs or, drops a pen and the camera suddenly whips around to stare at them.
Exactly. And that's where this system tries to be smarter. It uses something called voice activity detection.
So it knows the difference between a voice and just noise.
It's trained to. Yeah. It's designed to ignore those impulsive sounds, a door slam, typing, a cough. It's listening for sustained human speech before it tells the camera to move.
That makes sense. A little buffer against the chaos. But that's just the audio trigger. The eyes, this presenter spotlight feature, that seems like the really big deal here.
It is. That's where the computer vision models come into play. It's not just looking for a change in pixels, for basic motion. It's doing full body analysis.
I saw a phrase in the technical notes that really jumped out at me. Unique digital identifiers.
That's the key. That is the whole trick.
What does that mean exactly?
When the system locks onto a presenter, it analyzes their physical characteristics and assigns them a temporary digital ID. That's how it can tell presenter A apart from person B, who just walked behind them.
So it's not just zoom in on the movement, it's follow that specific person.
Precisely. It gives you that smooth, continuous tracking that feels like a human camera operator is in the room making decisions.
And speaking of operators, the scale here is, well, it's huge. This one box can manage up to 16 cameras.
15, yeah. The Q-SYS NC series PTZ cameras, specifically. And the VSA-100 is like the conductor for that whole orchestra.
So you could have, say, a few cameras just tracking the main speaker, and then a dozen others ready to cut to the audience for a question.
That's the idea.
All right, but my first thought is, that sounds like an absolute nightmare to configure. 16 cameras, audio triggers, different zones.
You'd think so, right? But apparently it's all done through a tool called VisionSuite Designer, which is built right into the main Q-SYS software. You just drag and drop to define your zones, and the AI is supposed to handle the complex logic.
So the end result for the person at home is that you stop feeling like you're staring at a static security camera feed.
Right.
It becomes a more dynamic, more inclusive experience. The technology is supposed to just disappear.
That's the goal, a natural experience that hides the distance.
It's amazing tech. But I do want to leave you with one final thought, going back to those unique digital identifiers.
Okay.
To make this work, the room is analyzing our physical shape, our body print, if you will, to tell us apart. Right now, it's just a point of camera, but if our offices are already capable of generating a unique ID for us the moment we walk in, how far are we from that room knowing not just that someone spoke, but exactly who spoke for how long and who they were sitting with, all without a name badge?
That is a very valid question. Convenience always comes with a data footprint, doesn't it?
Something to think about on your next hybrid call. Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive.